We are live. How are you on?
What story, pal? How you doing?
How's it been since last talked to you?
Uh, Not been bad, just exercising, keeping the gym
What, what, are
program
you,
going.
what are you doing at the moment?
Chest, shoulders, triceps, the usual.
Is that daily or?
Yeah, well, yeah, Monday is uh, legs, and then Tuesday is back and biceps, and then Wednesday is the rest.
And how are you how are you overloading legs? Like, are you doing body weight? Like, because
No, I have
obviously,
a kettlebell I'm using for squats.
okay. So,
Yeah,
are you doing goblet squats?
yeah, a lot of goblet squats.
What about any swings, kettlebell swings?
No, not really doing kettlebell swings
Yeah, yeah. Wait, you've been doing that for what?
for a
Like
while.
since well, definitely since the pandemic. Anyway, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And do you curl the kettlebell?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, I find.
It's very awkward. It's hard, but it has to be done.
Yeah, well, the kettlebell is made for stabilization. Obviously, it's quite like you need like a stable
Hmm.
muscle, stable body for it. So when you start curling it for your biceps, it's very awkward compared to a dumbbell.
Oh yeah,
But
it is definitely.
you find the range of motion on a kettlebell shorter, or maybe, well, what do you
Yeah,
think?
no, it is definitely shorter. Yeah, I do find it shorter.
And do you get can you get the supination kind
No,
of? No,
not
really.
really. No.
I think I did the kettlebell. I did a kettlebell bicep curl once when I was over in my family's in Cork, and I just remember it was just havoc on my wrists.
Yeah, well, no, I'm not having any trouble with my wrists at the moment. I do
Really?
have a
What's your?
hand injury, my left hand, so I just round
Oh
the
yeah,
top
you
of
were
it.
saying.
Yeah, yeah.
What happened?
Not sure. It's probably
Not
from doing
sure.
press ups. Yeah.
What part of the hand?
Just this part.
Oh, the back part.
Uh,
That's weird.
oh, it's a very weird injury,
I
Tom.
think what emotion, what action could have done that? I don't think a press up could have done that because that part of the hand is flexing on a press
Mm,
up.
it's a mystery.
So odd.
Mm.
So you haven't been doing any like jiu-jitsu drills,
Nope, no
solo.
jiu-jitsu. Missing that.
Speaking of jiu-jitsu, SBG announced SBG announced that they're opening on the 20th of July.
I did not see that. I did see, however, my own club, De La Hiva, is opening up on the 20th of July.
Oh really?
Yeah.
We'll get to the holiday in a minute, but what's your opinion on that with De La Hiva opening up?
Well, I don't mind. They were taking a lot of precautions for it. It's only 12 people allowed in a class.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
And is it proper grappling? Like 1v1?
I'm actually not too sure at the moment. I think they're sorting that out. See what we'll be doing.
That'd be weird. I'd say I would think it would be more focused on like solo drills. I think.
Most likely, probably, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Well, I don't see that as a bad thing though. It's always good, especially in jiu-jitsu. Like technique is so crucial. So I don't see just practicing solo drills for the time being as being bad.
Yeah,
Whereas,
especially since we've been away from it for so long, getting back into the rhythm of things, it's not bad for the start.
yeah, exactly. And when you're away from it for so long, your technique kind of, well, this is any sport or any type of exercise you do. Your technique, your your like cardio base as well just goes out the
Yeah,
window.
you'd be a bit rusty. It takes a few weeks to get back into the swing of things.
Yeah, but I would be a believer in that once we do get back into MMA, jiu-jitsu as well, um, okay, for the short term, we won't be as good, But I would say that our gains will go through the roof after maybe 2 3 weeks. I'd say we get better
Oh yeah,
than what
definitely.
we were.
I think
Yeah,
so. Definitely in gym sense.
yeah. That's mad though that the gyms are opening up again. I find like, do you think do you think we're rushing back in too soon? Like into opening up gyms stuff.
No, not at all, really. Like, there's at some point, like, we can't keep the world just on standstill forever. Like, if you're looking now, all shopping centres in Ireland is opening back up already, and other
Yeah,
facilities.
at some point, normality has to come back, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Because we can't just sit around for a few years waiting on a vaccine to be made.
Yeah, yeah. Like, this the virus is like any sort of illness, like whether it's the flu or whatever. It's a fucking bully, like, and sometimes I think, like, I'll be sitting down, and I'll just be thinking, why am I letting this virus take over my life? Because unfortunately, we can't do the things that we once did. Now we're starting to
Mm-hmm.
get back into that, obviously, but we're letting an invisible creature just dictate what we can
What
and
we're
cannot
doing,
do.
yeah. And I get that completely.
That's that's fascinating. I think, like, we're literally we're literally letting an invisible person that isn't actually on us. Like, we don't have the virus at
Mm.
the moment anyway. We're literally letting something we've never experienced impact whether we leave our house or not, or whether we engage with one another, whether we do this podcast like literally in person.
Oh, yeah, sure, but the risk of getting it can be, too big.
Do you think the risk has been completely overstated since the beginning of the pandemic, since the lockdown?
No, not since the start. I think now things are starting to lighten up, that there's not that many cases around.
But I think that the so-called experts, were rightly so. They're much, much more cautious, but I think they were overly worried. Like, I think they thought that this was going to blow up, like, that so many people around the world, like a drastic portion of the world's population, were going to get this virus, and a certain portion of that portion were going to really, really suffer.
Oh yeah, but sure, because of the measures we took at the start, that didn't happen. If we didn't take the measures at the start, things would have been a lot worse.
Have you found? I have found already during this process that, like, I have opened my eyes to a lot of my own faults in my life, as in, like, what I need to work on.
Yeah, I've opened up slightly on some things.
Yeah, because I think, well, there's loads of dust in this area. What was I saying? I think I think before this, when I was working, I was so busy. I was out of the house literally from 7 to 7, and I had no time to think. And now I think I'm really enjoying this experience because I get to work on myself, get to work on getting better as a person, etc.
Yeah, same sure. Before the lockdown, I was out all day. I was either in college or the gym and training as well.
College is going to be so different now, isn't it?
I have,
Next year,
well,
college experience.
don't know about you, but I won't be going back on done for now.
They're done,
Taking a break.
taking a break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
I'll definitely go back to finish the course in a couple of years.
what's the third year from going back to college? Exactly.
I just want to get out, get experience in the fitness industry and get working.
Yeah, there's definitely something to be said just about practical experience.
Mm.
Sometimes college isn't the be all and end all. Sometimes actual practice literally makes perfect. Just keep on doing it. You mightn't get it right the first time, but just constantly doing something. That's a much that a lot of the time that's a much, much better way to learn. Um, you know,
Yeah,
and
exactly. Like, I feel I've gotten the most I can out of the course at the moment. I've gotten everything I need to do what I want.
Yeah, and then an element of it is probably like I assume frustration. You know, you really want to be frustrated with
Yeah.
like going in every day to this course that a lot of the syllabus you just disagree with, or with how it's taught. I'd say
Definitely,
as
yeah.
well.
As well, just for time, sure. I want to get a full-time job, and also I want to get back to training in jiu-jitsu, and I want to go back to football as well. Just don't have the
You're
time for
starting
college.
a you're starting a football team, aren't you?
Oh well, I'm not so sure about that yet.
Oh yeah,
Hmm.
with that.
Just mate, that's like a future thing down the line, maybe like 10
Oh,
years.
okay, okay. It's just an aspiration, more
Mm.
so. And um, you're looking. So how are you going to balance football, jiu-jitsu, gym?
I'll I'll find out when it happens. I'll take it as it comes.
Yeah, as it comes, really.
Yeah,
I'm completely different. I like even now, like I'm thinking about how I'm gonna balance like my own stuff, college, my gym exercises, and MMA. I'm already thinking like, okay, on Monday I'm gonna do this at this time, this at this time. I don't know. That's how I think. Though. That's how I'm more.
at the
You
moment, my main priority is just getting a job in the gym again, and then
noticed that I've been getting a lot of. I still get a lot of Indeed.ie emails for jobs.
same. I get a lot. Yeah, as well.
Do you get energy fitness?
I do.
They
Same one
literally
all the
bombard
time.
me with yeah, they bombard me with like 7 emails an hour. Sometimes even like 7.5 an hour. That's like the same thing over and over.
Same
I'm like,
job every day. Same
yeah.
email.
And even from a couple of years ago, when I was looking for a job, when I didn't have any fitness qualifications, and I was looking just for like a job, whether it's in a supermarket or in a Starbucks, I still get barista and assistant, whatever, sales assistant or whatever, constantly as well.
Yeah, no, I've got the
Barista
same.
at a Boca or whatever.
Talking about fitness jobs in general, what do you think about non-qualified people working in the industry?
Oh, you're just trying to start shit now. Non-qualified people.
Yeah,
I think I know who you're talking about.
I'm just talking about in general. Everyone. Actually,
Yeah.
I've no one in mind at the moment, but
Oh, so it's
in
just
your
me then.
opinion,
Um. I think I don't. I think for YouTube, I think I can understand it on YouTube. I can
hmm.
understand it on YouTube because you can get away with it on YouTube if you're ripped, if you're really big and ripped.
Oh yeah, yeah. If you've good genetics, you can go a long way.
Yeah, and also I can't say for the other people watching videos, but when I have watched those type of videos before, and those guys are like, "Oh, buy this program, buy that program. Oh, why don't you have a look at this?" I've never been like, you know what? I'm gonna give that workout a go. I'm gonna buy that €60 program. Like, I've never like. I'm pretty good at calling people's bullshit with that
Yeah,
stuff. I
yeah,
know
yeah.
you're not.
Same, yeah. You
You,
kind of know if they know that stuff or not.
but yeah, what you have to make with that is though with the YouTube element of kind of pretending to be what you're not is they're really good at like at marketing. They're really good at marketing. They have they
Hmm.
have they definitely have a social media brain, which in contrast in the fitness industry went to a lot of just personal trainers. Now, not all the time, but a lot of personal trainers I find, including myself, really haven't a clue about social media.
Yeah,
Well, that's for me, and I know a few others that would be like that. Would you agree with that?
yeah. I know some as well. I've heard myself as well. I'm not too great with social media.
I used to be really bad. I remember. Do you remember when I went back on social media back in 2019, and I was putting up some like just joking posts about like my protein. I take a photo on a story
Oh
with some of
yeah,
my
yeah, yeah.
protein.
Yeah, I remember
My
that. Yeah.
first one was like a BCA one. I was like, thanks my protein, and then you commented on the story like you forgot to tag my protein. You forgot to use the add button. I was like, oh, you're supposed to use the add button. I was like,
Yeah.
well, it wouldn't let me get away with it.
Mm.
No, but I don't. Do you think people are working in the fitness industry in gyms and stuff? Are there people there that aren't qualified?
Oh, there are many, many in the industry that aren't
Do you
qualified.
count unqualified as like as in they're just doves but they have a bit of paper, or as in they actually don't actually have a qualification?
They actually don't have a qualification, and they don't have like
Okay.
the understanding or knowledge behind like lifting weights. Like anyone can learn an exercise, but do they know why are they doing that exercise? What's the science behind why they're lifting? How
Yeah.
to do their diet correctly? No, and there's so many out there at the moment, and I think it's getting worse.
Yeah, the diet is the big one. The diet is the big one, I find. Because if you mess up the diet, you've messed up the whole program. You've messed up your whatever goal you have. Really, the diet is most fundamental. Well, no, the exercise is the most fundamental because if you tell someone how to deadlift and your form is terrible, and then when they're deadlifting and their back is rounded, and you don't realize that that's a
Exactly. I
bad
watch
thing.
so many stories on Instagram of people exercising, and half of them don't even have correct form. And like, if you don't have correct form, how can you tell others how to do the exercise?
And would these people like have like loads of followers, like tons,
Some, yeah, they would.
and they're advertising these exercises,
Yeah,
and their form's well off.
yeah. Like
And
I was watching,
yeah,
like, what are you doing?
yeah. See, that's the problem with that. That is the biggest problem because there's a lot of people. I'm kind of contradicting myself a bit, but there is like younger people that are coming into fitness like
Hmm.
we did when we were younger, who are much more impressionable.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And when they see that like squat where the back is like really really arched, the toes are caving in, or what have you, and they're like, but they see probably the person like maybe has a big bum if she's a woman, or like she's really muscular, or the lad has so much weight on.
Hmm.
They're like, oh yeah, I need to take that guy seriously because look at his muscles and look at the amount of weight he's
Yeah,
lifting.
no, because like,
Yeah, but look at his kneecaps, like just being forced under
as it like,
pressure.
just because someone else is able to get themselves in shape doesn't mean they can get others in shape. But
Exactly, yeah.
many
And
people
that's the
don't
same with
realize
like
that.
that's the same in fighting. Just the best or soccer, the best soccer players in the world, the best football players in the world, they mightn't be able to coach.
Hmm. Yeah,
It's the exact
exactly.
same thing. Exact same thing. Like, there's a fighter called Matt Mitrione in MMA. He's in
Hmm.
Bellator, and he was on a podcast and he was talking about how like he's one of the best heavyweights ever, and he was talking about how like he literally doesn't understand what's going on. He came from NFL, but
Yeah.
he just has some power and just gifted genetics, so he's just good at it. But he doesn't actually know what he's doing. He doesn't know the moves that he's doing, like the names of the moves that he's doing in jiu-jitsu or whatever,
Yeah.
you know. And that's the exact same thing with fitness as well. You, you you give someone a camera, they can really mess people's lives.
Yeah, they can definitely. I agree with that.
Is that mainly on Instagram? Do you find? Well, it would be, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's just mainly Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's also like a thing where there's a real like longing to become famous and
Hmm.
become some sort of influencer because let's not let's be real here. Like my protein, the people that are on my protein that are doing those that are sponsored by my protein don't have a clue.
Exactly.
The
Like
majority of them,
some of saying recently got sponsored by My Protein. They have like no understanding of nutrition, no qualifications, the form for exercise is shocking, and I'm just like, how did they get away with this?
Big muscles, unfortunately. Like,
Mm.
but I can kind of understand it, like seeing a big guy thinking, "Oh yeah, he can do this, so why can't I do that?" Like, as
Yeah.
in, like he's doing that with form that looks good, so or to me, but I don't know shit. So yeah, it's a weird one. But with my protein, the the reward the reward is so high with my protein. Like, your chances of getting famous on Instagram with shitty form, and you're advertising that on your stories and your posts, you're very likely to get far. You're
Oh
very
yeah,
likely
yeah,
to get far.
definitely,
And,
yeah.
and the thing is, the big corporation that is my protein. Like, let's be honest, the people that own my protein, they're suits. They're suit
Mhm.
people.
Yeah.
They don't know shit. They don't know shit. They just know money.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, no,
when
I
they
get that.
see these people with high status through followers and whatnot, they're gonna they're gonna hire those people to those videos. So it's like to do those videos for my protein, or do whatever, and it's a real incentive for those people just to keep going with bad form and whatnot, and that's really
No, and
annoying.
like as you know, like just lifting weights on its own isn't gonna help you. Like there's a hierarchy of health. Like it goes from
What do you mean when you say just lifting weights, as in like nutrition, etc.?
as in like nutrition, sleep,
Mm,
everything.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, but what is the point you're trying to make though?
As in like you can only get so far. Like there's a lot of people out there that okay, they know how to do certain exercises,
Yeah,
but like promoting themselves as a personal trainer and like only knowing a few exercises here and there, you're not going to help many people.
yeah.
Like if you don't,
Even a lot of
if you can't tell them like how much sleep they should get, like how their nutrition should be, like they're not going to be same results.
but also like why you shouldn't, or why you should be doing particular
Yeah,
exercises.
yeah,
You know what's very interesting in fitness and in
yeah. Hmm.
gyms in general? You'll walk into a gym and you'll see people do. There's a trend. One person, it's a trickle down effect. One person sees one person do this exercise, so then it starts.
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone starts
Then
doing it, or it starts
then the
maybe
next
on
person, the next
Instagram.
person. Yeah,
Yeah, or maybe it starts on Instagram. Like, some girl is, sorry, my phone went out there. Some girl like does a certain exercise. The exercise I have in mind is the one. Yeah, I don't actually know the name, but the assisted dip machine and
yeah,
pull machine, the
hmm,
one where they're literally pushing down on their with their foot,
yeah,
and apparently that's supposed to work their glutes and their quads. And yeah, it might work your quads to some extent, but you and I know that that particular motion isn't
hmm,
getting a full contraction in the quad. You're getting about
yeah,
80% of contraction. And also, in order to get the glutes activated, you need to get into hip extension. And then, in order to get into hip extension, is somewhat of your hip has to go behind your or just past your lower back. And in that exercise, you can't do that. So
yeah.
it's a bit of a faulty theory to think, oh, it works my glutes and whatever else comes with it. But it's because they see this person do it that maybe has a big bum or whatever. Then everyone else starts doing it.
Hmm.
The assisted dip machine and the pull-up machine is for those actions,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
for dipping and pulling. Like, it's ridiculous, though. It
It
is
is. It's
ridiculous.
very ridiculous. I know.
But it's just
I
like,
get that.
it's literally. Look, I'm not comparing people to the coronavirus, but it's like the coronavirus in the sense that it spreads. It just spreads.
Yeah,
And,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
like, obviously, there's people that know the like exercises are like what exercises are legit, but there's a lot of people that don't. And the gym, about 60% of the gym, I would say, is made up of people that don't know what they're doing.
Oh no, definitely, definitely. Like whenever I'm in the gym on my rests, I usually just watch other people exercise, and half
Really?
them like just interested to see do they know what they're doing. And half them,
And
like the stuff you see.
is that your motivation to pump out a few more reps?
No.
No.
Motivates me to try and help people, to work as a personal trainer and help people understand exercise and how to exercise
Yeah.
properly.
The unfortunate thing though with like as a guy who works in a gym, the unfortunate thing is even when I'm wearing the uniform of the gym, when I see people do bad form, and I have a system to approach them, because like sometimes when you get approached, when you approach them and you're like, oh, you're doing that wrong, that's a bit mean or it's like a
Yeah,
bit rude. You have to approach them, and I know how to approach them. But a lot of people, especially if they're taller than me, they'll be like, they'll look me up and down like, you're not that big, so why you shouldn't be telling me like, well,
you
yeah,
know,
but
you don't lift weights.
yeah, well, as in, yeah, but
Well,
my
you don't
lower back's all
look like
right.
you lift
My
much
lower,
weight.
yeah, my lower back's all right, so I'm okay, but you won't be okay.
Yeah, you won't be able to
Like,
walk in a month or two.
yeah, and most personal trainers, I would say, don't have the best physique
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah,
because
I agree
let's
with
be
that.
honest, this whole thing about having amazing physique is based on the magazines and what we've seen, and most of those people are
On
and
steroids.
yeah, they're
Yeah,
yeah, like for example, you were saying you listened to Ronnie Coleman,
yeah.
the podcast with Joe Rogan, yeah, and he's a great he's great for the sport of bodybuilding. He's a great
Mm-hmm.
person. I listen to it myself. He's a great person, but people see that physique and they think it's like they that's what they base off as a good physique.
I know, but that's
The
like
chap,
so unattainable. Like he was on everything, like
chap
literally
was on
anything you can name.
D-ball and yeah,
Mm.
like, you know, I don't know, I don't know. It's just mad, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it's crazy.
It's just absolutely mad. And one of the other things that is interesting is, do you ever realize? And I don't know why it is, but beginners, like let's say that it's an older or a woman who's maybe in her 40s and they go to the gym for the first time,
Yeah,
their natural inclination is either to go on a treadmill or some sort of cardio machine or the weight machines.
yeah.
I actually sometimes don't understand that. Like, as in, I don't, for me personally, I never feared the dumbbells. I don't understand that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Do you,
no,
do you,
never feared dumbbells either.
do you, can you, would you know why that is, though, why they would fear
Not
that
really.
set of equipment?
Maybe they just, I don't know why they're intimidated by the free weights.
Yeah, and then
The
there's the
mystery.
people that, yeah, there's the people that would like, they go from machine to machine and like literally don't know what you're working.
Yeah,
You're,
they
you go from the lat pull down to the
they
calf
just
raise.
walk over to the machine and start messing around with it just to look like they're doing something. Because
Some
they're
of the,
too afraid to ask someone what to do.
do you think that's a big issue in the gym? Not asking people for advice?
I wouldn't say it's a huge issue. Well, not in the gym I'm in, and anyways.
When you were younger and started out, did you ever ask people for advice?
Well, no, well, when I started going to gym, I was with my dad. So,
Okay.
he used to do bodybuilding and taught me most of what I know
This is how
at
you
the
do a
start.
finger curl.
Toe
Yeah.
curl.
So,
Remember
oh
that?
god,
Oh,
it's
God.
toe. Do you remember that lesson in what is a toe curl again? I actually don't know what a toe
I
curl is.
don't know either. I've
I
never
think
looked up. I
it,
don't think I ever will.
I think from I don't think, or maybe I am wrong. I'm not sure, but someone definitely told me that a toe curl is the opposite of a calf raise. So you know the way calf raise like this.
Yeah.
So you bring your toes towards your knee, your shin. That's a toe curl, but your toes aren't curling.
I don't know.
So,
Honestly, doesn't make sense.
yeah. What were we talking about? We were talking about oh yeah, advice. Yeah,
Mm.
but I I I did that sometimes, but I had a lot of people in the beginning. Not a lot of people, but I had some people kind of come up to me, like especially if it was on like a calf raise machine and I was just doing too much weight on them, like, hey man, you need to like lower that weight. I'm like, oh yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
But I didn't take offense to that.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, yeah, sure. I've even gotten some tips from personal trainers in my gym, like I wouldn't take offense. I'd be glad to get the help.
Yeah, but some people really are
That's people with big egos, you know.
yeah.
That's where it comes from.
What do you mean?
Like, like depends on the person, you know. Like they might have a big ego, and that's why they don't take the advice on.
Sorry. Yeah, okay. Yeah. You get that a lot in every gym, really,
Yeah,
but you you get that a lot with people who are taking certain things to
yeah,
help.
yeah.
I haven't experienced too much of that.
You know, I have
Um,
no.
yeah. And do you think with the sorry, there's something going on inside. Do you think with COVID, what do you think the gyms will be like when they reopen?
Well, I got an email from a gym the other day about what's going to happen.
Ben Dunn, is it?
Yeah, yeah. That
What did they
just
say?
you go in your gear, do your workout, and go out. There's no showers, nothing. Not allowed in changing rooms. You're allowed to use the lockers at the front desk.
hmm And but the gym is just a weird one because it's like it's never clean anyway, regardless if you clean it. It's there's
Yeah,
there's
well, there's people
there's
sweating.
decades of infection on
Yeah,
the stuff.
yeah. It's gonna be hard. Like, so they'll have to just open up everything in gyms at some point.
Yeah, like the only thing I'm worried about with the virus is that if it is like a winter virus, like the flu,
Hmm.
man, we in Ireland we go into winter in September.
More or less, yeah.
Like we have winter from September to April, really.
Well, we have cold weather, but I won't consider it winter.
Mm, is it autumn?
You know, whatever season it is at the time.
All right, we need to get a season expert on to talk.
Yeah,
And have you been working on your cardio during this time?
I have not. No motivation for cardio. I hate it.
Really?
Yeah, I hate it. I just
What is it exactly about running? Is it running in particular?
yeah, just running in a straight line. Like it's just too boring. Like I just can't bring
Do you
myself
not
to do
listen
it.
to music?
Even with that, I just don't like it.
But what cardio would you pick over just jiu-jitsu?
Jiu-jitsu or playing a sport like playing football, you run around for 90 minutes, no bother. But ask me to go on a jog, I just can't do it.
Really?
Yeah,
Do you get injuries from it
I don't
or
get
anything
injuries
like
from it. I just
just boredom?
yeah, just don't like it.
Well, what I would say to that is like if we're looking at in terms of jiu-jitsu, would running not build up that kind of grind that you have in you? So like you hate doing it. So but you do it nonetheless. So when you were rolling with some brown belt in jiu-jitsu or
Hmm.
black belt and you're getting destroyed and you're knackered, you have that cardio base to back it up, and you've been through the gutter. You not think?
No, not really. No, like I don't mind it. Like it when I go back to jiu-jitsu, like my cardio after a week or so will go back up. Like no, I won't
Yeah.
find it hard to get back up to where I was, which was
All
on a
right.
decent level, to be honest. Cardio wise.
Yeah, I suppose you could work on. You could work on. I suppose weights. When you're lifting weights to a certain extent, lifting weights becomes cardiovascular.
Yeah, sure. It's a small bit of cardio.
It definitely is. It definitely does
Mm.
build up your cardiovascular
Oh yeah, it does.
system. Yeah. Yeah. So, and have you begun any good sleep? I've noticed my sleep has been really good.
Yeah, I've been getting very good sleep. It's
Yeah.
all the same I can do.
What's your nutrition like?
It's good, yeah. I'm keeping that up to scratch. At the moment, I'm just maintaining my weight. I'm
What
not
are you
pushing.
weighing at now?
58 kg. Hmm.
58 kg. fucking phone. Sorry, my phone keeps going off. 58 kg.
Yeah.
Sorry, 1 second. 1 second. I can't see it. You get these things that pop up. It means I can't see it.
No.
No, I can see it now. Oh yeah, here's another thing we wanted. Oops. Jesus, we're live, we're live.
We'll edit that bit out.
Don't edit it out.
Alright.
Oh, by the way, throughout this virus, I've been going through different hairstyles.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get dreadlocks next. I'm gonna get dreadlocks next. I don't mind this. I'm gonna let it grow out. I don't think I'm gonna get a haircut for our holiday.
Yeah. It's up to you. I'm definitely getting one.
Well, the thing is though, the prices for haircuts and for alcohol now in pubs have gone mad up.
Oh yeah, but that's the thing, Carl, where I'm lucky that my mom is a barber.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Spoiled child. Yeah, yeah. Are you so for those of you who don't know, me, Adam, and I think sorry, me, Owen, and I think Adam. Is Adam coming?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Are going on a holiday
Yeah, of course he
late
is.
July. Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. Don't put doubt out to the universe. Yeah. So we're going on a holiday, and oh yeah, and Daniel, my co-host on Dublin's Finest podcast. Little shout out there. Are you nervous for going abroad?
Me personally, no, I'm not nervous at all. I don't think I will get any virus from going away. Especially to Bulgaria, because the numbers there are very, very low. It's lower than here, more or less.
It seems to be. Maybe I'm wrong, but it seems to be for the most part a lot of places that you would think because they're close, situationally close to China. They're not. A lot of them aren't that bad at all.
Yeah, I know.
They're not that. I think New Zealand has 0 cases.
Oh yeah, they do. Well, actually, I was saying there was 2 girls from England or something went over to New Zealand to visit a family member.
The English.
And they both tested positive for coronavirus the other day.
Yeah. A lot of people are testing. What's the word? Asymptomatic.
Yeah.
So,
that's it.
But I think I'm correct in saying when you're asymptomatic, the chance of spreading is a bit less.
I think so. Yeah, it is.
That's just really weird. That
Not too sure. I think I heard that.
I don't think you can get that with the flu in terms of. I don't think you can be asymptomatic with the flu. So it's very interesting with this virus that you can be asymptomatic and go about your life and not know that you have.
You haven't know.
You can literally if you're a marathon runner, you can literally go running and not a bother. Maybe deep down you probably have there's something as in maybe you mightn't be able to run as much, but you just don't notice it.
Yeah, you're a few seconds off your time or something.
Or your sleep might be a bit more interrupted. I wonder what it's like.
I hope I don't find out.
I was listening to Joe Rogan's podcast with a woman called Dr. Rhonda Patrick.
Yeah.
And she was talking. This is the most recent one of theirs because they've done many podcasts together. And she was talking about the importance of vitamin D.
Yeah.
What about it? That's one thing, and they're right in saying they were saying that no one, these experts, the government, no one is talking about the importance of nutrition in this.
Mm-hmm.
They're talking about wearing masks, they're talking about staying inside, social distancing. But they were saying no one's talking about how vital nutrition is.
I know exactly. I haven't heard anyone talk about nutrition at all.
Man,
considering
especially in Ireland, especially in the northern hemisphere, as in maybe not Spain and all that, but the countries around us, North America, Scandinavia, all those countries and areas, we're such vitamin D deficient
mm-hmm.
people.
Yeah.
that's vitamin D is crucial for our immune system.
Yeah, sure. I take a vitamin D tablet most days.
What do you take? Do you take my protein?
I used to. I ran out of them. I'm just taking multivitamins out of Little and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, I do. I take a Dulux. It's like a spray. It's like one spray.
How does that work?
Just spray. It's just It's like
Right.
like 1,000 milligrams or whatever I use or whatever it's called.
And that gets into your system.
Yeah, it actually would actually go to your system quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's I don't know the science behind it, but the stuff in your mouth that literally like transfers into your digestive.
I suppose you won't have to break it down like a tablet.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
But also like, and one of the things actually as well that, well, we do talk about it, but like anxiety is probably a big factor in terms of getting the virus, because when we're in such a stressed state with our cortisol levels up that that have increased, um, like we're so much more likely to get the virus as a result.
Yeah, like our immune system will be compromised slightly.
Haywire, absolute
Mm.
haywire. I know in the beginning, I know in the beginning of this pandemic, I was sick for a month or so, and it was definitely because I was more stressed because of all the news and everything that was being fed to us.
Hmm. Yeah,
Uh,
no, I wasn't stressed out about the virus. I knew it was a bad thing, but I knew if we like just done what we were told,
yeah, I'm
we'd be fine.
definitely less stressed now with the statistics that come out. But
Yeah,
at the same time, why are we letting statistics and what our government tell us? Like, why are we letting that impact our lives? I don't
mm.
understand that. Like, as in,
Statistics isn't everything. Like just because one day no one has the virus doesn't mean the virus is gone. Like the virus is still out there.
definitely, yeah, definitely, and like also, do we know? Like, do we know who? Like, as in these people that are testing positive? Do we know like their background, or like
I know,
are they
like,
do they have
what
all? Do
age
they
are
have?
they? Do they
Yeah,
have
but
any
also do they
underlying
have?
health
Oh,
conditions? Like,
yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Health
like
conditions,
they
like as
could be
in,
on death's door already, but we don't know.
yeah, like as in, do we know? Do they have already autoimmune diseases that would literally make them predisposition to get the virus? Like as in, but this isn't being
Mhm.
said.
Yeah, it mightn't have been the virus that's killed them, but like they're just
Yeah,
determined that's what did it. Like,
yeah,
some of the deaths, like, they might actually have been coronavirus, but they're just putting them down as coronavirus. And not a lot of
really.
people know that.
Oh yeah, they are
Mm.
actually, yeah, and that's definitely that's a massive problem because like how do like as in okay, I haven't checked, but how many deaths have we had in this country from virus from apparently from coronavirus? What, like 20,000?
20,000
No,
deaths? A lot
no,
less
no,
than that. Mine like
sorry,
4 or
3,000.
5,000.
Yeah. So I would be very common with at least half of them.
Yeah.
Definitely is another there's another element to it.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Like as in like a lot of them are from patients in hospitals
Mm.
that or hospices or care homes
Yeah,
that
care homes, yeah.
probably already have some other disease
Hmm.
in them.
Yeah, no, I
So
get you.
if you get the virus, it's literally like just a combination effect now.
Hmm.
Just pick which one. Like as in, but it's because, but I think it's also like I think there's a scare tactic element involved. It's like, okay, if we tell the public that this person died of the virus instead of maybe it being from I don't know what's a disease, cancer or whatever, you
Yeah,
know.
yes.
But if we say or I don't know lymphomia, an immune disease,
Hmm.
if we say that it was from the coronavirus and it definitely wasn't from this other disease, like
People might
you're
stay
literally,
in and won't
yeah,
gather and they'll listen to us, yeah. I think that's why the lockdown was so heavy at the start. They prepared us for worst case scenario, so we didn't get the worst case scenario.
they're literally fucking with our heads, and that's one of the thing I was thinking about, like, is in because our mental health worldwide has been challenged throughout this, and obviously is still getting challenged because we're
Mhm.
not out of this yet. We're not past the corner.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just and it's just it's really what's the word I'm looking for? It's really like disappointing that they would, if it is true that they're using these things as a scare tactic just to keep us in and just to control us. We're losing our rights, and that's really infuriating. Really infuriating. Do you think when we're out of this, there's going to be a massive distrust towards the people that are in charge of this country? There already is anyway, but
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. There's a big distrust there.
and do you think we'll be not will do you think our day to day lives will be back to normal, or do you think there'll be like as in no more handshakes, no more like as in because we're a very friendly country, not all the
Mhm.
time, but like we're friendly people,
Yeah, yeah, we are.
and yeah, like okay, yeah, there's pricks in every country, I suppose.
Mm.
Um, no, but we're a very friendly country. But do you think maybe when you're walking to your local shop and instead of that person that maybe might say hi to you, like just like fucking like get away from me and all this stuff, like really kind of scared of any sort of interaction? Do you think we'll lose that social social element of our society?
Probably for a while, but not for long.
Really?
Yeah, especially when a vaccine is made for this virus.
Yeah.
You no reason not to be fine.
Do we have a? Is there has there been any rumblings about a vaccine being made?
I'm not too sure, to be honest. I haven't heard much.
Yeah, it's just a weird time, I guess, isn't it?
It is. Well,
Just
I'm sure I'm positive about things. I think we'll be back to normal sooner
yeah,
rather than later.
this has definitely been it's definitely being an eye opening time. Like as in you get to kind of realize certain things about you and stuff. And I think we're like up until like the 1960s here in Ireland, we had no like television or any sort of like screens that to
Hmm.
distract us. And so like we've all grown up during this period where it's literally like we're just using our phones to keep busy. We don't stay comfortable. Or sorry, we don't try and get comfortable within our own heads, within our own minds. We don't just sit with how we're feeling. But now with this virus, I think we've been forced to just be with ourselves, be with our thoughts.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's very good. I think that's very good. I think your mental health can only get better from that.
To a point, yeah, I think so, yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah, but you have those people. Well, one thing that frustrates me is like TikTok.
Don't look at it.
No, I don't look at it either. But for some reason, TikTok goes onto every other social media site.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I see on Twitter, but like I'm downloaded the app around.
Is there anything going on Twitter?
Not really, no.
No, nothing. No.
Nothing.
Well, I think that was a good conversation.
Think so
Conversation.
too, yeah.
Adam was not with us today because just a few things going on.
Hmm.
He's quite busy at the moment. So yeah, I enjoyed this episode. We'll be back next week, won't we?
Oh yes, we'll be definitely back next week.
Yeah, we're gonna try just for the listeners. We're gonna try do every Tuesday. We try do every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday, yeah.
Yeah, we'll do every Tuesday, and yeah, and best believe we'll be getting some guests on in the future as well. So yeah, my name is Cal Kinsler.
I'm on
That
Perry.
guy is on Kerry. Yeah, I just said your name for you. Do you want to say it again so people know?
I think they know by now.
Owen Kerry. All right, I'll see you guys later.
See you later.
Good podcast. Oh, we're still recording.